Russia-Ukraine tension. Now, what does the ongoing strife between Russia and Ukraine portend for the Kenyan economy? For the first time in 8 years, the price of a barrel of oil has hit the $100 per barrel and mark as tensions between Russia and Ukraine deteriorate. The question that now looms large in Kenya is whether the government can continue subsidizing pump prices as it has for 4 consecutive months, with the landed cost set for the major rise in the months ahead. Julian Zaboko gives us more insight.
For 4 consecutive months, the government has tapped into the public coffers to keep pump prices unchanged, even as the price of oil in the global market has been on a general upward trend. Currently, whereas the price of a litre of super petrol stands at 129 shillings and 72 cents, the Energy and Petroleum Regulatory Authority indicates that the real price, free of government subsidy, would ideally be 144 shillings and 25 cents. The government has also extended a 15 shillings and 88 cents subsidy per litre of kerosene and a 23 shillings and 29 cents subsidy per litre of diesel. But with the price of a barrel of oil now past $100, can the government afford to continue subsidizing pump prices to cushion the ordinary citizen? Eva Otieno from Standard Chartered Bank comments.
As Kenyans would expect is inflationary pressures to come through. So possibly higher prices, especially pump prices. And I know that there's a subsidy in place. But with this very high prices last seen 7 years back, that would be, or 7 to 8 years ago, it would provide that pressure in terms of the standard of living.
The Kenyan consumer could also be set for a rise in the price of bread and other wheat products if the situation regarding tensions between Russia and Ukraine deteriorates. Every year, Kenya imports wheat worth 14 billion shillings from Russia, accounting for about 30% of the annual wheat imported into the country. Industry stakeholders have told NTV that over the last 2 days alone, the price of a bushel of wheat, which translates to about 27 kilograms in the international market, has soared by 14.6% to $940 as the market begins to suffer a supply-side shock.
We would expect to see higher bread prices just because one of the largest input, that is wheat, we are seeing very high prices on the back of the conflict. And again, there is significant upside pressure on wheat prices. It's on an upward trend. Again, that brings into the point of inflationary pressures.
The capital markets locally are also feeling the heat of the tensions between Russia and Ukraine. During Monday's trade, the Nairobi Securities Exchange reported net foreign investor outflows valued at 195 million shillings, with the largest counter, Safaricom, witnessing a drop in price to just 34 shillings and 55 cents.
This is a situation that's not unique to Kenya, just because in an environment of conflict or uncertainty, especially economically, you tend to find investors looking at the safest assets to buy. So in this case, it would be gold or bonds to some extent, and that's why we are seeing that flight to safety.
Julian Zaboko, NTV.